This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
As you know, if you've been listening to our show for the last year or so, we've been really worried about Miley Cyrus and her family situation.
Haven't we just? We talk about it non-stop.
We talk about it non-stop. Not a day
Achy,
goes
breaky
by.
hearts everywhere.
It's our Harley Reid, actually. It's our Harley Reid.
That's true.
So, the problem is some of the kids aren't speaking to the mother.
Yes.
Because the mother and Billy Ray broke up, and she went through, a bit of anguish after that.
Yes, there's a real rift in the family, isn't there?
But now, everybody,
We know why.
a source. I don't
Close
know.
to the family.
Don't know
What's
which
that,
one.
tomato?
Don't know.
Is it a
Sean?
Hemsworth?
I do not know. I think it was a smoky barbecue.
Oh,
Anyway.
I accept that.
A source has come forward and told us what's been going on, and that is that Noah Cyrus, currently 24 years old.
So Marley's sister.
Yep. She had a boyfriend. His name was Dominic Purcell. You would have seen his handiwork in Prison Break.
And he's Australian.
Big show back on Channel 7 in the day.
Yep. So anyway, they were sort of seeing each other.
Okay.
And then Tish Cyrus, the mother of Noah and Miley, who is currently 56 years old, she went after Dominic Purcell. And guess what, everybody? Last year, they tied the knot. So that's why the family is split down
Yes.
the middle, because the mother went after her daughter's boyfriend and got
landed him. Funnily enough, Noah didn't go to that wedding. And
No.
nor did the brother. So
No.
and on the day of the wedding, she was photographed wearing a Billy Ray Cyrus t-shirt.
Oh, really? That's funny.
So she's
That's really
declaring
funny.
her allegiances there. Dominic Purcell, we should say, is 54, so
Yeah.
it's more age appropriate that he's with the mother anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
instead of being 30 years
I
older than his
understand it.
girlfriend.
I mean,
It's
there's the
awkward,
age
though.
thing, and the mum looks pretty handy.
I know, but also, just pick another man in the entire universe. Don't pick your daughter's boyfriend.
But it happens though, because for me personally, it would be the idea of it would freak me out a little bit, knowing that you have made love to the person that one of your parents have made
Yes.
love to. Even if it was your brother,
that's not good, is it?
Even if it was someone that your sibling had made love to, and you also have made love to them. Even as is it a cousin? Yeah. It's a bit
If
creepy,
you've
even if
seen
it's
them at a
cousin.
family function, I think it's just it's a no-go zone. It just
I don't
seems wrong,
know,
doesn't
but
it?
some
family-
people don't mind
Yeah.
keeping it in the family.
I mean, not entirely in the family.
No.
Just trying to do the.
But there are some there are
I've got a lot of
Here.
cousins.
There are
It's a long list.
I'm sure there are some guys out there and some girls that have been passed around the family.
Not passed around.
In a
some
nice
sort of
way.
They've worked their way through the family,
They've worked
perhaps.
their way. Oh, it doesn't sound any better, actually.
Consenting adults, at least.
It's a bloody interesting one. It's breaking up their family, clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if
Tish
love is
happy?
love, if you have a dynamic, amazing connection with somebody, should you turn that down just because they've been with someone else in your family?
I think if it's your child, yes. I think above all, your child has to come first,
But she's
doesn't
got-
it,
well,
Sean?
she's
You're
got
a
other
father.
children. She's got other
Yeah,
children.
most definitely.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, so say this is another dimension. You and Megan have gone Splitsville, right? And then Ollie brings home this chick, and she's tidy.
And then I cut his lunch.
Yes.
You wouldn't do it, would you?
I'll have a go.
To be fair, if Ollie's bringing home someone that's 30 years older than him, you're going, well,
Oh, exactly,
Yeah.
Nat. Exactly.
because that's the scenario.
Oh, no, that's
yeah.
weird. It's a weird.
Yeah, but take the ages out of it. You just
yeah.
wouldn't do that, would
No,
you?
no.
Yeah. But it happens, and I think it happens a lot. Hi, Sharon.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Sharon, we're excited to hear this. Give us the scenario.
Okay, so a friend of mine, she actually slept with my brother.
Yes.
Then she slept with the man that was to become my husband. But before I even knew he was going to become my husband,
Sure.
and I married him and we had kids and had a lovely life. Then she actually married my other brother.
Oh.
And is happily married to him still to this day. But the catch is, I don't think my other brother's wife now knows that she actually slept with him.
So
Right.
if your whole family gets together, right, she slept with 3 of the men there.
That's right.
Was that just the hanging out as kids type of scenario for a long period of time and just happened that way?
She went to school with one of my brothers,
Yeah.
and then it was really complicated, but she's lovely. I love her. She's,
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And to be honest, there's a whole lot of brother lovers out there.
Brother lovers, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you know what? Some brothers are sort of the same.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
and
If
then
you're
which one's-
attracted to one thing about the one brother,
one
it's
might be
likely.
a bit more sensitive.
Yes.
You go, oh, I'll try that version.
well, the one that
Yeah.
The guy that's married, one of my brothers, he's actually a twin, but the funny thing is she didn't sleep with the other twin. It was a different brother.
Oh, gee,
Well, she's already tried that one.
He was disgusting. Amazing. Thanks, Sharon. Chelsea's in Caramar. Hello.
Hi, gang. How are you?
All right,
Chelsea.
Chels, talk to us about keeping it all in the family.
Mine's a bit more Cyrusy. So I was about 16 and this guy sort of come onto the scene and I hadn't sort of gone anywhere, but he asked me on a date and my mother said, I think he's a bit old for you. And we'd never really had that like maternal-daughter relationship. We were more just friends. So getting some, maternal advice, I was like, oh, okay, my mum thinks this isn't right. So I thought, okay, I better not see him because I was 16, he was 23.
Okay.
Anyway, next week I found out it's because she was sleeping with him.
So she was sleeping with him when already?
Yeah, it just sort of started, and I think he was sort of wasn't sure. I guess he wanted to see which one he liked better, but he was younger than both my brothers, which was really awkward.
How old was he?
23.
23. You were 16. Your mum was what?
Oh, so she would have been 41.
41. Go, mum.
I mean, high five, Mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, good on her, right? But
Wow.
then I sort of started seeing a guy, and then we sort of we partied together for the next sort of 4 or 5 years, and then every time we'd have a few to drink, he'd sort of say, you're the one I want. And,
Oh, no.
that's uncomfortable.
No.
yeah.
How did it all pan out? What happened?
Well, they stayed together for ages, and I think they're still friends. I think even later on in life, he had another girlfriend, and they moved back in together. So I don't know. It's just,
Wow.
If they can wipe it off and hang out and be okay with it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but right at the start of the relationship, knowing that he's had you both in play,
Yes. And that he's still making a move on the daughter when he's with the mother.
As a 23-year-old.
That is, you know what?
Imagine him going back to the footy club after those days together. You're like,
confident.
boys, you want to believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's an insight into your life.
Chelsea.
Thanks, Chels. Emily, hello.
Hey, how you going, guys?
Great,
Oh, yeah.
Em. Okay, talk to us about keeping it all in the family. What happened?
Had two brothers living together. The younger brother had a girlfriend who was also living there. Older brother decided to cut younger brother's grass. And he got knocked up.
Yep.
Obviously didn't know whose it was. But the younger brother thought it was his. And it all came out anyway. She terminated, unfortunately. And so it caused a massive rift. She ended up with the older brother. And fell pregnant to him, didn't keep that either. So now the sadness was there was a huge family rift, but also two little babies gone, and neither of my brothers have moved on to have wives or families. So
No. So
that
that crippled them in the romantic sort of world.
Yeah. And it's, bros before hoes,
God,
Yes.
that is insane.
That's not nice, is it?
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Wow, what was she like? Was she a nice person? Did you?
Yeah, look, she was. I went to school with her. Really, really lovely girl.
Yeah.
I just think it was just circumstantial. My oldest brother was a bit of a, bit of a tiger.
Yeah.
And,
You're a player. Yeah.
Yeah.
just, had to have her. But, look, she was a really nice lady, I have to say. So.
Oh, that's nice, Em, for you to do that.
Wow, that.
She really liked your DNA, your family's DNA. That's extraordinary. Thanks, Emily.
You've got brothers.
Yeah, heaps.
Did ever anything like that ever happen? Like not saying like you're stealing off it, but did you ever like the same girls? Did you ever?
No, I think the distance.
Did your brothers ever
Between-
find
What do you
out
mean
about?
distance?
No,
the
they-
age gap, do you
and
mean?
you're not
They'd
talking
never-
about it.
No, I was going to
Okay,
leave
great.
that alone.
All right, go.
All right.
That just got awkward fast.
So they don't know about.
No,
Okay.
not as my wife.
What about Henry?
Hey, jokes, just in case.
Okay,
Hey, Megan, if you're in the car,
That
jokes,
everyone
see,
was
that's
called the
acting.
craft. That was acting.
and
Yeah,
we-
we're not only on the wireless.
We never heard from Sean again.
Exactly. Oh, my God. If I wash up in a shore somewhere,
Yeah, it's like,
you guys are to
Well,
blame.
hopefully it's rottenness so you can finish the swim.
Put the medal around his neck, but he's gone.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
There's a new show turning up. The Stan original series, Population 11, premieres on Thursday. It's only on Stan. It was filmed right here in WA. An American actor named Ben Feldman, who is perhaps one of the most delightful people we've ever caught up
We
with.
love him and you're going to love him too.
Have a listen.
I'm at the Virgin Lounge right now, about to get on a plane to go to Sydney, and I figured, what better place to loudly talk about myself in front of strangers?
I think it's
It's so
nice.
funny.
I think it's nice. You'll be flagged and cable tied by security by the end of this.
Ben, do you feel awkward being in the corner doing this? I know there's people in the background and stuff.
Yeah, tremendously awkward. Yeah, no. It's what's funny is for this show, this is the second interview I've done in an airport in a week.
Oh, really?
Great. That's just great.
Hey, Ben, when I saw that you were in Population 11, I watched 4 episodes back to back over the weekend, by the way. I think it's so great.
Some good humour in there.
We'll get into that. But I went, oh, my God, that's Jonah from Superstore. Superstore was one of, I think in Australia, not many people jumped on it, and they really should. They should stream it. It's you, American Ferrera. It's basically working in sort of like a small. What's the version of that Cloud9 in America? What would that be?
Walmart, I suppose,
Yes.
or Target, something
A bit like
that.
a Kmart here.
Yeah, it came up.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we get into your new show, what I loved about that is, Ben, it was one of the only shows that really addressed what workers were going through during the pandemic. That was so interesting.
I was producer on that show as well, and we had endless conversations during the pandemic, during lockdown, about how we wanted to tell that story. Because early on, there were moments where they were like, do we set the next season in a world where there just isn't a pandemic, so we don't have to deal with that? And I was like, no, these people are on the front lines. These are the actual heroes right now. What a disservice to them it would be if we just ignored that. And so then it became the logistics of how do you shoot a bunch of actors with giant masks on their face and not make the show suck.
Yeah.
And it was really
did a great
good.
job.
But it was what was on that show when I was watching it, I was going, oh my God, this is so reflecting all the people that are working at the supermarkets and stuff. And you did it so, and
yet it was still fun.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure it wasn't a bummer. You know, we didn't want to bum everybody out. And so it was a tight walk that it was a tight line, but we made it work, I think.
Anyway, everyone streamed Superstore.
And it
many
stars
seasons.
Australia's own Josh Lawson as well.
On Stan, by the way.
On Stan. Yeah. Josh Lawson's the pharmacist that
he's very
likes
good.
to have sex with the ladies.
By the way, Josh Lawson does the greatest American accent on earth. Like, if he didn't break in between scenes, you would have to. You would have trouble convincing me that he has even been to Australia before. He's so American. Yeah, he's so good because he can improvise. And Josh will be the first to brag about this, but he can improvise in an American accent, which to me is that's so much mental gymnastics. I couldn't have imagined doing that.
Well, after working in Australia, have you been working on your Australian accent?
Yeah, I'm not. According to my wife's orders, I am not to do that anymore during press. It's mortifying, she says, for me and for her. So I'm not doing any more Australian
shame upon the family.
How many people have rammed Vegemite in your mouth already?
Immediately, guys. The second we got on the plane, the Qantas person walked over, winked, and dropped it on my wife's tray table, and she was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to do it. Just a little tiny bit.
Just a little tiny bit. They always try to...
Little tiny bit.
Everyone tries to stitch internationals up by just lathering it with Vegemite, and no one does that.
You just say, just a little tiny, what most husbands want, just the tip of your tongue.
Just the tip. Yeah, that's the Vegemite slogan. It's just the tip.
Hey, Ben, I haven't been able to find in whereabouts in northwest Australia we actually filmed Population 11. I'm intrigued about this.
Where were you?
We shot in a town called Derby, which is about 2 airplanes away from anywhere I've ever heard of in my life. So it was if you wanted to go to a movie or see a stop sign, you'd have to drive a couple hours.
Yes, to Broome,
So there was a little motel, I guess, that would have put you up in Derby.
Everybody was in this hotel that they all called the Brown Lotus. And
that's so good.
There was sort of the shining element to it. It felt like it was sort of this grand hotel that had been quiet or empty for a while and then suddenly filled by the ghosts of a television show. But it was great. We all had a great time. It was like camp. It was really fun. And I loved Derby.
You know what
I really did love Derby.
I love it when you go to places like that, where their best hotel is not even a good hotel. And when you just touch the bedspread, you can feel its history. You can feel the history of everybody that
and then the
has
history just
slept on
puffs
it.
up into the air as well. Skin
by the
cells
way,
from 1,000.
To be clear, you're not getting any audio bites of me complaining. I had the greatest time ever and love that hotel and all the people that work there.
Of course you did.
population 11, right, is you're of course American, and you come back to look for your Australian father who lives in this town. Population 11 is there's usually 12 people that live in this town, but your father is missing and then presumed dead. I had to say it's so funny because there's some things that really ring true, and I wonder if it's just an Australian thing or if it's around the world. But the Chinese restaurant that basically sells meat pies is so funny because there's a place, it's just in Perth here. Many years ago, I popped into this deli, so it's like a normal, like a 7-Eleven, right? But mainly just like food and all this sort of stuff. But just on one wall, a complete giant wall, was a wall of hair extensions. I was like, what's that?
We love a crossover.
Yeah, a mashup. No, that was definitely bizarre to me. That the idea of that cafe, but to me, this whole experience, I didn't know what was funny and strange and entertaining to you all, to you mob, as you guys say, and what is just typical Australian. So I had to rely on the other Australians there to be like, mate, just so you know, this is not Australia. My wife's mad at me.
Stop doing that.
Because like for me, I would be like, well, wait, don't you guys see crocodiles all the time? Aren't crocodiles like living in your backyard? Like, no, dude, no. This is crazy to us too.
Yes.
By the way, being up in Derby, you would have seen 100 kangaroos getting around the place and sleeping on the main road, I would have thought.
Can't drive at night because you're going to hit them and crash. So all of the animals are homicidal. The bugs are the size of my head. The snakes are all out to kill you. It's just landmines everywhere, but it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I never thought that I would find cockatoos in America are these beautiful exotic birds that you own as a pet. I didn't know they were like these pesky, loud things that like follow you around and scream at you.
Yes.
Until I got to northwestern Australia.
There's so many of them.
When you were filming, did your wife come and join you while you were filming?
No. I actually visited her. She and my whole family were in Italy, which, by the way, anybody who wants to have a fun time traveling, catch a last minute flight from Northwest Australia to Florence. It's a breeze.
How small was the plane getting out of there?
Oh my God. It was so 3 hours to Broome, Broome flight to Perth to Singapore to Munich to Florence.
Ben,
and somehow I still only had like 20 minutes in Munich. Like I almost didn't get on the plane. It was insane.
Hey, Ben,
that's amazing.
But when you go to meet up with your wife, she wants to see the best version of you and doesn't take into consideration of all those flights.
36-hour journey.
Oh, no. Yeah, every single person, because I'm executive producing the show and I'm in almost every scene, so I'm exhausted. I'm working constantly. When I was leaving, everybody on the set was just like, just go, relax, enjoy your vacation. And it's like, absolutely not. You get there, and my wife's like, here's the 2 children you haven't seen in 2 months. I'm going to take a nap. I'll see you at the end of the week.
And you're right. Crikey, mate.
And also, as like a dad, you can't be like, Daddy's going to go take a nap. Like, they're finally seeing you for the first time.
So what was the most surprising thing? Because we got a basketball player called Jordan Usher who comes in here, and he's from America, and he said, he goes, I understand the sun's hot. He goes, but no one on earth is the sun hotter than it is here in Perth. What did you experience that you didn't realise was the reality in Australia?
It felt pretty similar. I mean, the crew, I spent all my time around crew and actors, and they all sort of were the Australian versions of crew and actors that I know and love back home. There was, and I was prepared for the elements. It actually wasn't as sort of hot and abusive as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I think for me, I was just constantly fascinated by how strange this language is, how you guys abbreviate absolutely everything.
Yeah, true.
Just everything from a doco to a servo. Like everybody's name is just the first letter of their name plus as, which is crazy to me.
Feldo, and sure.
And just weird little things like, we say capillaries, you say capillaries, which is just destroys my brain.
We say capsicum, you say, was it peppers?
Bell peppers.
Yeah, bell peppers.
Yeah. Oh, you guys call, wait, what is it? You call coriander.
Coriander.
But what is that really?
You call it cilantro.
Cilantro. Yes. They're different things. Those are different things.
Are they different
we have
things?
both of those. Yes, both cilantro and coriander exist in the States.
Okay,
as
because
separate
I
things.
believed that cilantro was your name for coriander.
No. When you're having Mexican food, like cilantro goes in guacamole, and it goes in, it's got its own place. And coriander, it's a different thing.
No, we only have one here.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
So our fellow staff member here at Nova, Pricey, she thought that maybe camels laid eggs.
Maybe they did.
She wasn't sure that they didn't.
No, that's the answer.
To be fair.
She ended up Googling it as well.
Yeah.
You know when you're on the right track. Sean, can you get your phone away from the microphone, please?
Okay.
You're on the right track when you type do camels and then the thing you think doesn't come up.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
No one's asked
No one
that
else
question.
search for it.
John's in Hillary's. G'day, John.
Good morning, how are you?
Hey, John.
Okay, John.
We're talking about things that people wish they probably didn't say out loud. What you got for us?
Well, it wasn't me, it was one of my sisters, and I've got 8 of them.
Yeah.
And she said to her husband one night, she said, the moon in WA, is that the same as the East Coast?
Oh, John, that's a special sister right there.
Do we have our own? so is she thinking everywhere sort of has their own moon?
Moon, yeah, pretty much.
Well, how can you do it? You're there on the other side of the country. Could they possibly be looking at the same
Imagine
moon?
just the Earth just surrounded by moons.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, John, 8 sisters.
Yeah.
Do you have any brothers?
I got 3.
Oh,
Whoa,
God.
what a family, John.
Catholic?
Yep. Yes.
No questions.
Irish Roman Catholics, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
there you go, mate.
All right, so hey, quickly do a roll call of all your brothers and sisters. Go.
In order.
Go.
Ready? In order?
Yep.
Our oldest, Patrick, Catherine, Marie, Veronica, Francis, Edna, Carmel, Johnny, David, Celia, Monica, and Kevin. Oh, I got it wrong. Kevin and Monica.
Close enough. I mean, once it got down the bottom, like, to be honest.
John, that was great.
Just a blur.
It's like
Well
calling
done,
your horse
John.
race.
Exactly. Nice work. Emily's in Baldivis. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, it sounds like perhaps it might have been you that said the questionable thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, you sound a little regretful already, but tell us all about it.
When I was 11, I splurted out of my mouth that buffaloes didn't exist. My stepdad overheard it and has been a running joke for years.
So you thought they were like dragons and unicorns?
Buffaloes.
The mythical
no, they're
creature.
just like, they're just in movies. They don't actually.
So you'd seen a buffalo, looked at it and thought that is so fantastical that couldn't possibly be real.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. It's just they're a mystical creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, mythical creature. Yeah.
Dragons, unicorms, buffaloes.
I mean, Yellowstone, a
Of
mythical
course,
place.
that would explain buffalo wings.
Yes.
She would say they were the wings taken off the buffalo.
Yeah, that's right.
Because buffaloes
Who
take
doesn't like
flight.
buffalo wings? Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. How old were you again?
She was
11.
11. So
I was 11.
I think it's
okay.
forgivable.
That's forgivable.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
forgivable.
That's okay. You're all right.
Yeah,
you're not
hopefully-
a fully functioning adult with a child thinking
Yes.
that camels lay eggs, are we?
Kat, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Kat.
Oh, Kat. Something tells me you might have said the dumb thing. What happened?
Oh, I most definitely did, yes. I was with my friend in the car and we were driving into the city. He's, the white lines on the side of the road and they've got the bumps in them?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they were for blind people.
to know they're steering to the next lane.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Everything else has a bit, bum you can reach.
Well, it is.
It's Braille. And
Yeah,
that's-
Braille. It's Braille.
Well, it's like at the train station. People know that
Yeah,
that
that's right.
bumpy bit of pavement. That's that's to let people know that that's
Yes.
where people that are sight impaired.
They're at the pavement,
Yep.
yeah.
But the funny thing about that place is that those bumpy footpaths, they lead you also to the library and to the art gallery.
But
that's great, Kat.
That's why in the middle of those lines they're called cat's eyes. It's so the Labrador can see them.
Exactly. That's
There you
exactly
go.
why. You're learning things here
Yes,
today.
yes,
We're learning
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
All
you,
right, thanks.
Kat.
Let's go to Amy in Bullsbrook. Hey, Amy.
Hi, how you going?
Good,
Good,
Amy.
Amy.
Was this you or somebody else?
No, it was my sister, who's probably the smartest person I know.
Oh, jeez. What happened?
She asked where the Melbourne Cup was run.
It's simple things.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. And she's the smartest person in your family. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, she is. She's an accountant. She's very
Doesn't bode
smart.
well for the rest of you.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
So we lost Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
Really, really sad.
R.I.P.
Yeah. But now we found out what's happening with his will. Very exciting stuff. So he's reportedly worth $182 million.
Thanks to that show.
Australian.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Is that not
And that
crazy?
the estate
And it's
would be
still
earning money.
ongoing.
Yeah, because
It's ongoing.
he gets residuals every time it's played somewhere in the world.
Yeah. So there's a big estate there, right? So there's a bit of a surprise in his will. So there was a declaration that was created in 2009 where Matthew listed his father, John, his mother, Suzanne, and his sister, his half-sister, Caitlin. So they're getting some money. But there was someone else in the mix, and that's his ex-girlfriend, Rachel Dunn. Now, Rachel, they only dated for 2 years, from 2003 to 2005.
So he wrote this will in 2009. So they're it's 4 years down the track. Well broken up.
So,
but he must have thought of her very fondly.
Well, he did. He said that she was the ex-girlfriend of his dreams. And then in his book, he was actually talking about the fact of, he goes, wait there. You choose career. He said he Chandler Bing the whole situation with her. You know what I mean? He thought about it too much, got in his own head, and he really wishes he didn't do that because right now he says, as I could be looking out onto my beautiful family that I've had with Rachel. Yes. Instead, I'm looking out and I'm living on the ocean, and I'm looking at the vast ocean.
Yes.
And it's just me, myself, beautiful house.
Yes.
But no one in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sort of thing. No one really talks too much about how much contact they had since then, or whether he was just holding a flame. But it's reported that she was she's blown away by being included in this will.
Yeah, and we're to the tune of $1.5 million.
Yeah, we think so. Reportedly.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Isn't
Imagine
it?
just being
out of the blue. It pays to be nice to your exes.
I tell you
in
what,
case they turn into millionaires.
It is.
100%.
You fondly.
It is the dream, isn't it? It is the dream to suddenly be contacted by someone saying you have been left something in someone's will, especially if it's sort of unexpected.
Unreal.
How exciting. You couldn't get me there quick enough to that reading.
No, you could.
Just to see
You'd be
what
front
it
row.
is.
I know.
Oh.
But even you don't have to be at the reading to get it. So it might have just been a phone call. It's like you'd be
I do
wait,
not care.
What?
The most exciting thing, the most exciting thing would be you're getting this amount of money. Oh.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything for it.
The most exciting thing will be there is a trunk here that has been locked for years.
Yes. Or you get the contents of the safe.
Yes.
What's in there?
There's like a thing that you get something and we don't know what's in it. That would be exciting too. What's in there?
Well, you just hope it's, all the gold, all the jewels.
Have you ever known anyone to get something in a will and it was a surprise?
Yeah, absolutely. So a guy I played footy with, I'll leave his name out of it for now, but we had just finished football, but he was using a guy as a mentor, business mentor, and he wanted to go down that track. Small-time business at this time, but he was using this guy. And
so
they got on really famously. All the time they have coffee, they get advice, and he was just hoping that when footy all was done and dusted, that he would have something to go to. Anyway, this guy... he passed away. He had a heart attack, and he was quite a young man. And my friend got an invitation to come along to the will. He went along, and then he realised that he had been made executive chairman of the board of a gold mine that was just operational in Peru. In Peru.
A Peruvian gold mine.
Within days, he was on a plane to Peru, South America.
To look at his gold mine?
So he didn't own the gold mine. How did it work? So he was the chairman of the board?
Yep. So he took responsibility of the gold mine.
Yes.
But had to learn everything about it.
But he would have to have had a stake in there, don't he? Because
no, you can't have
you can't. But you can. What, in the will, you can leave someone a job?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, that guy had... Yeah, it was his thing.
So he got a share in the mine?
What you're saying to us is he just it's like I die and I leave this job to my friend. Oh, you're now part of the breakfast show. Oh, no, what do you mean? No, too bad. I left you my job. Okay, so this guy has got his stake in the mine, but also he's got the title.
Oh, sorry, Nathan. No, he didn't have any money in the mine. He was handballed this job.
You can't leave someone a job.
Somebody a job.
You can't leave somebody a job.
I'd imagine with that though, you get a number. Yeah, with any of those positions, you get shares in the company, so you're now in the game.
Natalie, are you leaving this to?
But so surely the people that are on the board and are still alive, surely they get a say in who replaces them, right?
Well, not if that particular person is the major shareholder.
Okay,
Then their shares are probably just moved over. Yeah.
So if I've got a mate, right, and he dies and he's a brickie, and I go to his will and he's left me his job as a brickie, do I have to be a brickie?
You don't have to do the brickie, but you've got a business that's worth something.
But why would he take that responsibility on when he's got no personal or financial stake into it?
Well, I'd imagine if you're the executive chairman of a business, then you would get
a share portfolio came with it.
Yeah, that's
which is great. But then the people that are already involved in that business, you've got someone swanning in that's been given it as a gift because you died.
He didn't know anything, mate. He just had to start reading how do these board situations work.
Weirdest
There's one.
Series
how does a
of
gold mine
succession
work?
ever.
What language do I speak in Peru?
Spanish is the answer, but yes.
So he still goes over?
Yeah,
He's still
I reckon
involved.
it's been 15 years, and he's had a couple of mines since, and he's a person now that gets rung up by, I don't know, BHP or one of those big jobs and go, how do we navigate through the system?
The Peruvian
And normally
gold
it's with a
mine
brown
system.
paper bag over there.
Well, look, he can't stop because he has to die and then give it to somebody else.
Amazing. The story's mint.
Nathan, what if he does and leaves it to you?
Oh, I don't know if I've got time to go to Peru.
But you're a miner from Kalgoorlie.
No, you're
Yeah,
a
so
miner from
you've got
Kalgoorlie.
experience.
Yeah. Hello, Samantha.
Hey, how are we going?
Yeah, good.
Samantha.
Okay.
All right, what do you got for us? Because I'm going to love every one of these. Go.
Okay, my nan left me her electric toothbrush.
So she wrote that into the will that Samantha gets my electric toothbrush.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I got.
Had you passed comment on it at some stage?
Or was it her prized possession?
I don't know. Apparently the aunties reckon she only used it on her false teeth, so...
Right.
Yeah, I was very excited.
I bet.
Yeah, did you give him a whirl or what?
I put new heads on it, and now it's my toothbrush.
There we go.
So you actually used it.
That's beautiful.
Lovely.
Samantha, so did any of the other grandchildren, so the same status as you essentially, did they get anything good?
No, everything else went to the aunties, so only her kids.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was the only grandkid to get something.
And
What
that
a
something
moment.
was an electric toothbrush.
They all must hate you for you getting that electric toothbrush.
That's amazing.
Can I just say, I think that's really sweet you use it, and I cannot believe you're using
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
Thanks,
New heads,
Sam.
but yeah.
That's amazing. Abby's in
I'd like to see
Greenmount.
someone cleaning their false teeth with the toothbrush.
I know. When you've got false teeth, do you leave them in your head while you're doing that, or do you take them
No,
out
I
of
think
your
you
head?
take them out so you can really get into
all
them.
right
Yeah,
in the,
for sure.
Right in the nooks
Just
and
the whole
crannies.
look of that.
Yeah.
Abby, hello.
Holding your teeth. Anyway.
Hi.
Hi, Abby.
Abby, what
Hi,
did you
Abby.
score in the will?
My grandfather left me his lucky toenail.
No,
What?
he did not.
Wait,
He did not have a lucky toenail for starters, surely.
What's a lucky toenail?
I don't know. He's a very joking person, and so he gift wrapped this little box, and he called it his lucky toenail, and he left it to me. So I was very lucky for that one.
Did you get anything else?
No, nothing else. Just a toenail.
Have you had any luck from this, Abby? Do you take it to various events?
I think it's a bit of a lie. I don't think I've got much luck from it, but
So do you think he maybe just gave you a toenail?
Because he thought it was
I
funny.
think that's all I got.
Lucky
And-
toenail.
Wow.
Did he have anything else? Like, did he have any wealth or any, prized possession?
He didn't have any wealth, but he gave other people like a little bit of money or anything like that, and I just got the
You got the toenail.
Got a toenail. And to be honest, let's be honest, I don't think it was infused
No.
with any magic.
No, it was just a toenail. Amazing.
You don't rub it
Abby,
on lottery
You sort
tickets
of-
or anything?
You sort of really see where you are in the pecking order there, don't you?
The signs are there.
You can have the waste from my body.
And it's the effort to go to put that into the will.
That's cute.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Sam's in Leeming. Hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hi,
Hey, Sam.
Sam, what happened?
I've got a bit sad story. A mate of mine in South Australia, he was a car salesman. Anyway, one day this guy came in and he was a hermit, and my mate sort of helped him out and got him a car, organised all the finance and everything for him. And he said, can you actually drop it out to his property out in the bush?
Yep.
So he went out to the bush, and actually this guy lived on his own, had a house. He obviously had a new car because my mate got in the car.
Yeah.
And he sat down, had a couple of beers with the guy, and virtually, this guy really didn't know anyone. And he sort of said, see, at the end of the transaction, went back, and a couple of years later, the police knocked on his door, and he said, do you know this guy's name? And he said, no, I don't know. He said, you may have actually sold him a car. And he said, yeah, that was about 3 or 4 years ago. He said, well, he's left you all his entire estate.
Because that's the only person he really had any contact with.
Yeah, he really didn't have any friends.
Oh, that's hard.
He didn't know anyone. And because my mate was sort of, helped us talking, he's very chappy, friendly sort of guy, sat down with him and actually had a beer with him that night. When he dropped the car off.
That was enough.
Yeah, he left him everything.
Sam, the impact that your mate had on this guy's life was that is both fantastic and heartbreaking.
And what did your mate do with the estate? What did he do with it?
Well, he actually ended up selling it because, he actually was a car salesman, so he ended up selling the car and obviously inherited the money from the rest of the house and things as well. So, it was quite sad, but when he told me the story, I thought, wow, it just goes to show you never know what...
Just be nice to people.
Just be nice to people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Share a beer.
I just think we all got to hunt down hermits. Really, you know what I mean? Because they've got no one around. So just hunt them down. And,
well, my auntie looked after a man. She would go and visit him and do his washing and things. He was an old man, and she was just a really lovely... She used to be a nurse, so she was a really lovely woman. I don't even know how she met him. And then every week she would go to his house and clean up a little bit, just sort of help him out.
Yep.
And he left her like $20,000 plus.
Wow.
And when he died, and she had no idea he had any money. That was not the reason she was doing it. She was a generous person.
I just cannot think about that that hermit. That day, what that day to him must have meant to be able to connect with another human being. To live with him for that long and then for it to...
I know, and you wonder if he'd been thinking about, because he's written him into the will at some point. Was it immediately after that? Was it down the track? Had there just been... Was he waiting for somebody to come along?
Who was the last person I had a connection with, and that was that guy, and it was a couple of beers.
Yeah.
That is, oh, my God. Everyone, make sure if you've got someone in your street and they look like they're lonely, go and knock on their door and just see if they're okay.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.